93 Boxing back with another video. Amir is going to fight Sammy Vargas, God knows when, probably in September. I don't really have a problem with the fight. I mean, we're going to say, oh, he's picking two tune-up fights. Why though? But if you look at it, the first tune-up fight ended up being 40 seconds. It was a good performance, but you still want people to do some rounds in that fight. So there's nothing wrong with that, you know. There's a lot of people on YouTube bashing this guy, and I kind of find it contradicting and hypocritical, considering that they don't bash the other guys for the same reason. You know, they're trying to say, oh, you fought Phil Greco. But to be honest, here's the thing, right? When it comes to making comparisons, these guys were making comparisons when Errol Spence stopped Leonard Bandhu and Keith Thurman didn't. These guys were making comparisons when Errol Spence stopped Chris Algieri and Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao didn't. These guys were making comparisons where Keith Thurman stopped Julio Diaz and Amir Khan didn't. They were making all these comparisons. The amount of comparisons they were making is crazy. They were making comparisons when Danny Garcia took longer to stop Sammy Vargas than Errol Spence did. All of these guys were making comparisons. But all of a sudden, when Amir Khan knocks out Phil Greco in 40 seconds, these guys all of a sudden don't want to make no comparison. They want to ignore the fact that even happened. They just want to pay attention to the fact that, oh, he fought Phil Greco and now he thinks he's on top of the world. I mean, shit, he made a statement, right? When Errol Spence beat Leonard Bandhu isn't shit. Truth be told, Leonard Bandhu is nothing. Phil Greco's a lot bigger guy. And keep in mind, Amir Khan gave him a longer time to train than Errol Spence. That's embarrassing. Errol Spence is giving that short amount of time. Sean Porter didn't even stop him. Let's be real. Like this, I feel like it's insane what we. I mean, okay, if you don't like Amir Khan for certain things, I can understand, because some of the certain things he's done is ridiculous. But when you're not consistent, and this is the thing I find in the sport of boxing, is fans are just not consistent. They're not consistent. Like, it's insane. It's insane, man. When we see fights where they have a common opponent, we always compare performances. That's normal. That's normal. All of a sudden, they don't want to compare no performances. They want to say he's fighting a bum. Not that long ago. And here's the thing, that right? Terence Crawford, not that long ago, was calling out Manny Pacquiao. All of a sudden, Amir Khan now says he wants Manny Pacquiao, which is ridiculous considering he never Pacquiao don't want to fight him. So I don't know why he's calling him out, but at the same time, people can't be stupidly saying that, oh, Amir Khan's stupid for wanting the Manny Pacquiao fight, when Terence Crawford recently, I mean, not too long ago, before having the title at 147, saying that he wants the Manny Pacquiao fight. He did say that. Some of these guys are inconsistent, and I think Amir Khan will prove a lot of doubters wrong. He's not as bad as people think he is. But you know, like, even if he goes up in a high level and takes a loss, people will be like, he's shit, even though he will do very well, and they'll ignore all that. Amir Khan is not bad like people say he is, in terms of how he is in the ring. It's just people want to see him lose. People just, like, whatever, they find him irritating or for whatever reason. Amir Khan will do well. Amir Khan will do really well in the sport of, I mean, better than what people think in the sport of boxing. He's one of the most underrated fighters out there in boxing. And I don't see, like, this whole thing about him having a glass jaw is a myth. You're telling me Amir Khan gets knocked out by Canelo? Last time I checked, Lamont Peterson's chin is, you know, the same if not worse. We didn't see him fight no Canelo, but we see him fight Lucas Matisa, and Lucas Matisa knocked him the fuck out. And there's another thing as well. It's crazy, a lot of times Errol Spence, because keep in mind, Errol Spence fought Lamont Peterson, and then Lamont Peterson was stopped in round 7. But Lucas Matisa stopped him a lot earlier. And no one wants to pay attention to that. Again, I guess people like to compare performances of common opponents where it fits their agenda. But, you know, yeah, Lamont Peterson's been knocked out, dropped several times by many people. It's just he hasn't fought a Canelo, so he hasn't been knocked out brutally like that. But Lamont Peterson's knockout loss against Matisse is quite more brutal than Danny Garcia versus Khan. And they like to bring up the Prescott loss, when Prescott had a 90% knockout ratio and Khan was 21 years old. What was all these other guys that you're looking at doing at the age of 21? What was Keith Thurman doing at the age of 21? What was Terence Crawford doing at the age of 21? What was Errol Spence doing at the age of 21? Like, you know, you have to keep in mind, like, people like to say Kell Brook this, Kell Brook that, but Kell Brook wasn't fighting no guys over 60% knockout ratio at those age, and Kell Brook was a pro before Khan. So all these inconsistency, it doesn't add up. It really doesn't add up. I think Amir Khan versus Sammy Vargas is a good fight. He needs some rounds. I don't know if you're gonna stop him quicker than Errol Spence would in this fight. And you know, we need to get this Colombian guy apparently is trying to, you know, remind Khan of Prescott, but that's quite lame, and that's like 10 years ago. Some people are just so caught up in the past, like was the preferred there. They prefer that. They don't want to. Everyone knows it was a mistake, man. Guy was 21 years old. Everyone knows it was a mistake. They just want to keep bringing it up. But that's it, man. That's really all I have to say. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, 93 Boxing. I'm out. 93 Boxing, back with another video. Amir Khan is going to fight Sammy.